Hi, everybody. How are you feeling today? Yay! We're back in person. Isn't this amazing? This is the most people I've seen in one place since the beginning of the pandemic. And we couldn't have a more beautiful day or a more beautiful venue. So welcome and thank you for coming to the Cove launch event. Before I go any further, I want to introduce Clay McPhail, Senior Vice President of Argent Ventures, who is the developer of the Cove, who's been working diligently on this for the last 5 or 6 years, and he's going to tell you all about that. But one of the reasons that we wanted to hold this event at the Liberty House is so that you could really experience what it's going to be like to be on the campus of the Cove. The Cove site is directly behind the marina here, and so this kind of green expanse and patio and being able to bring the indoors out and the outdoors in is exactly what it's going to be like at the Cove, and so we wanted you all to experience that. We've got a full day, great agenda with 40 wonderful speakers, including Mayor Stephen Fulop, Mayor of Jersey City. We have Joseph Kelly from the Governor's Office who's joining us, Jose from Choose New Jersey, Tim Sullivan from the New Jersey EDA, and several folks from Jersey City who are all going to tell you about what New Jersey and Jersey City are doing to build communities of the future and bring us out of the pandemic. But I also want to thank, first of all, our sponsors, J.P. Morgan and Kathleen Addison, who is the Executive Director, Life Sciences for New Jersey. But we're also joined by Eniad and Cosentini and JB&B and my firm, as well as Dresner Robbins. So thank you all for supporting this day today. And now I want to welcome Kathleen to give a few opening remarks.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Nancy, and adding my welcome. I'm so excited to be here, helping J.P. Morgan sponsor and being part of the launch of the Cove JC and its affiliate, SciTech City. I first heard about the project around the J.P. Morgan J&J Innovations Biopartnering Conference that was held last May. And once I learned about it, I reached out to Nancy right away because I was so excited. And you know, to help maybe give a little context about who I am, Kathleen Addison, J.P. Morgan. I'm the life science banker for the state of New Jersey, and we started our vertical about 6 years ago, having been focusing for the prior 3 or 4 years on early stage life science companies. And we realized that way, while we do a lot of business with the large cap companies, we weren't bringing that intelligence in our firm to companies that were early and mid-stage. So we built a suite of products and also, connecting our clients and prospects with the ecosystem, like BioNJ, with investors, conferences, academic medical centers, and so on and so forth. What I really liked about this project, though, is what we've been trying to do with our industry vertical, with our work with BioNJ. Sorry, raise this, thank you. My voice is pretty loud anyway, but, but the work that we've been doing is trying to create a hub in the state of New Jersey, and then watching to see what has happened in the city of New York in terms of healthcare tech and life sciences. This region is really exploding. And then when I heard that there was the opportunity for what I call a bridge between our state and the city of New York and the work that we've been doing there, I really saw it as an opportunity for New Jersey companies to reach investors, for New York companies to be able to access the talent pool in the state of New Jersey. So really was excited to hear this and to try to support it. And as soon as I heard it, put together a team inside of JP Morgan to be familiar with what you're doing. Very excited that there is the access via rail. Very excited that there will also be access to Liberty Science Center and this whole opportunity for residences and people working in life sciences to have to have an opportunity to work together. So with that, I just want to thank you, Nancy, and also just to turn it back over to you for our really amazing agenda today. Thanks.
So now I would like to introduce our opening speaker, the Honorable Stephen M. Fulop. Stephen Michael Fulop is the 49th mayor of Jersey City, which is the most diverse city in the nation and soon to be the largest city in New Jersey. Since Mayor Fulop took office in 2013, residents have seen 7 consecutive years of stable taxes, over 300 new police officers hired, 1,500 units of affordable housing built, expanded recreation, nearly $10 million invested in parks and open space, and roughly 800 small businesses opened, creating approximately 10,000 new jobs. Under his leadership, Jersey City has become the first city in the state and the 6th city in the country to ensure paid sick leave. Mayor Fulop pioneered new ideas for helping prisoners re-enter society. He's passed legislation to protect small businesses, made Jersey City one of the greenest cities in the nation. He's undertaken public safety reform with the JCPD now seen as a model for diversity. And Mayor Fulop has led the city to record economic development that's benefited families of all income levels. We welcome you and we thank you for your support of the Cove.
I was just saying back there, I need to update that bio as the census numbers came out, and we are not the biggest city in New Jersey. But nevertheless, let me take a second and say thank you for joining us today. We have a couple people here from our economic development team, and I hope that you have the opportunity to speak to them individually. Our Jersey Redevelopment Agency, our HEDC head, who's responsible for a lot of the growth that you've seen here. But I kind of wanted to take a step back and talk a little bit about the significance of this project and what we're doing overall in Jersey City. 8 years ago, when I was first elected, one of the things that I constantly preached was that we had the best bone structure in any city to really become one of the best mid-sized cities in the country. And if you think about what you have here, you have a lot of natural assets and natural resources. You have the most diverse city in the entire country, every year recognized that. You have proximity to the most important city in the country. You have proximity to the most important media market in the world. You have a historic city with a lot of old bone structure that's really, really special. And you have a citizenry here that has a lot of pride about being in Jersey City, and they want to be part of the development and growth. And when I was elected, I think it was largely because of that vision to move the city forward. And we've kind of meticulously moved in that direction on all the things that were mentioned earlier and then some, really setting a standard for the state of New Jersey that often replicated what we've done here in Jersey City and sometimes in the entire country. I'm very proud of that. Part of that is beyond just building big buildings. We're very proud of the fact that we do have 8 of the 10 largest buildings in the state of New Jersey, some of the largest buildings in the country, and we are building big in density, which I think is important. But more than that, it's the types of projects that we're embracing here in Jersey City. We're really embracing these transformational projects like no other city in the country. I mean, most cities would appreciate if they had one multi-billion-dollar project that they could point to as a transformational project. Here in Jersey City, we have multiple. And you could talk about what we're doing on Bayfront, which is an 8,000-unit development project, the largest affordable housing component in the Northeast by far, and the city spearheading that. We're building an entire new municipal complex for $250 million on the south side of the city, attracting people into that area, and it's working. You can see what's happening in Journal Square for the first time. And it's more than just those types of transformational projects. We're really pushing arts and culture and then technology the same, because we know that that's what makes a city a livable place. On the arts and culture front, the city is the first in the country to have an arts-dedicated trust fund that is really supporting the nonprofits so that they can stay in the city as the city transforms itself. The Centre Pompidou from Paris recently announced that they will be opening their first North American hub here in Jersey City, in Journal Square. We will be joining Shanghai, we will be joining Brussels, and in Jersey City. It's a good peer group to have, to say the least. We announced 2 months ago a partnership with the Devil's Organization, a rehabilitation of a 3,000-seat theater that was built in 1929 that sits directly on top of the Journal Square hub there. And then, of course, just behind us is SciTech City, a 17-acre expansion of Liberty Science Center that it really is going to create an technology hub and destination where some of the most innovative technologies will be experimented and tried, with a living component, a visiting professor component, wet labs, incubator space, and that's scheduled to break ground, I think, later next month, actually. And that brings me really to what this project is about. It is another step in that direction of bringing Jersey City to the forefront of being a technology destination. I mean, if you think about what Jersey City could be and will be 4 years, 5 years from now, and you think about just this area, where you have 17 acres of a science museum that expanded to be a technological experimenting playground for some of the most important countries in the world, and of which you have 3, I believe, Fortune 50 companies that have already seeded that investment. They've already put multi-million-dollar investments there because they are committed to the project. And then just less than a mile away, you have this project that we're talking about, which will dovetail perfectly what we're doing there. Views of New York City, Liberty State Park here. You could kind of see what's going to happen here in the next 4 or 5 years. So we're excited about this on the Jersey City front. It fits perfectly with everything that we're doing. And we're committed to put the full force of the city behind making this a success, because I know it will be, and I know it's going to be part of the narrative for the next several decades. So again, thank you. We will be here for the duration of the day if you have questions or if you want to speak to us privately, but it's an exciting time to be part of Jersey City. And this is just another step in that direction. So thank you all. Thank you, Argent. And we look forward to building the project with you.